Hi, I'm Ryan with Rapid Spectral Solutions, and today I'm going to show you how to use your camera ring with the optical filter of your choice. Now, before we start, some recommended tools. All are optional, but would be very helpful, and I will demonstrate. First is some gloves. These are just going to prevent you from smudging your filter. These are not required, as you can always clean the filter, just be very careful around it, but it's going to make the process a whole lot easier. The second recommended tool is I have these spring calipers here. Anything like a compass or anything like that would work, as well as probably a whole bunch of tools. You can get creative with it. But ultimately, as long as you're okay with a looser fit, you can also just use your finger, and I will showcase that. And the last thing is something to dispense air onto the filter. You don't want anything highly pressurized, of course, but this is just going to help blow off dust, and it's just good for filter upkeep. So to get started, the camera ring comes with two components, the ring itself and the retention ring. Now, the retention ring, if you can see here, is on the inside of the female side of the filter, right? You should be able to spin it around counterclockwise and it'll come right out. Okay, so we're going to keep that female side up, and it's good to keep track of your retention ring, keeping that the same side up as well. Although you can tell which side is up just based on making sure the notches are up top. Okay, so it's pretty simple. You take your camera ring, female side up, and your optical filter. And there are two sides to your optical filter. There's going to be a more reflective side, as you can see, and a much darker side. You can tell a stark difference generally between the reflective side and the darker side. All right, in this case, you're going to want to put the reflective side face down. You want the dark, the black side up, okay? And it should just fit right in there. It's going to catch on a little lip down there. If need be, and you're wearing gloves or willing to smudge off some fingerprints, you can push at the bottom a little bit to really make sure it gets in there. You know, maybe spin it around, but it should generally just fall right in. And then the next step is to just put the retention ring back on. So what we're going to do is make sure our notches are face up, which is going to be hard to tell in this video as they're very small. But assuming you have one in your hands, you'll be able to see the notches. And to start with, much like a basic screw, you can just spin it with your fingers. So you can go ahead and just tighten it as much as you can, your finger, or you can go ahead and use some calipers or whatever other tool for the job. Once it's as tight as possible with your finger, you can either leave it be, as it is going to be tight enough. You hear no rattle. But for added precaution, especially with more precise usage, you can go ahead and use some calipers. They fit right in the notches. Go ahead and adjust it to the notches, and it should turn just a tiny bit more. You don't want to get it too tight. And then if there's any, extra dust on it, I did a pretty good job. No dust or hair this time, but it's always good to have one of these for upkeep. And it's that simple. And to obviously take the filter out, it's just going to be reversing the process. If you tightened it with calipers, you're going to want your calipers to get back in there. Otherwise, you can just use your fingers. So I got to look at the notches. Yeah, okay. So we're in the notches now. So go ahead and just turn it. Okay. And then once you get it a decent amount, you can just stick your finger around the edge, spin it around, and it'll come right out. And then, obviously, filter comes right out as well. And that's how to assemble and disassemble an optical filter and a camera ring. Thanks for watching.